Right, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle video in 2024. Yes, you heard right. New player or returning player experience in 2024. How is it to play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle? A game which dropped 2015, has been around for almost 10 years now. 10th anniversary coming in 2025, and the game is still going strong. I mean, we have still new content being dropped by the devs for this game, right? There is new content, new quests, new characters, everything, a lot of things which are coming to the game even now. 9 years into the game, it's crazy. Like, if you just have a look at the amount of content there is, like just looking at this, you have Dragon Ball Saga, which are film events and different kind of events. Then you have the event mode where you have challenge modes, where you have extreme Z battles, which are extremely challenging battles, which are going on and on and on and on. So you do one stage after another, and each stage is getting harder up until level 999, I believe. Then there is time specific events, then there is growth events, then there is story events, then there is a separate Dokkan Saga, like a story sort of mode, right? Which is basically going through the Dragon Ball story, which has just recently, there has been new stages added to this, right? So if you just look at it, like it goes up, and if you click on chapter 6, for example, there is even more quests behind these. So as you can see, there is quests after quests. So there is a lot of content. Like, literally, I've been playing gacha games, right, for a long time, right? Coming from Bleach Brave Souls, coming from different types of games, I know how it is. But man, Dokkan Battle has extremely high amounts of content, like crazy. I remember playing back in the days, I started playing the game when it dropped. And I actually played dedicatedly up until second anniversary. Well, as it happens, I fell off, work and life got into the way, and yeah, I couldn't play it anymore. Then returned a couple of years later. I think it was fifth anniversary or something. I played for like 2 or 3 days, and I literally couldn't be bothered anymore. That was a time where I didn't want to play games much at all, generally. Having said that, recently only, just after the end of the 9th anniversary, I returned to the game and have been playing ever since. And let me tell you this, like, this game is so much time consuming for me in a sense of positivity, right? It's actually fun opening the game, doing your dailies, doing your missions, leveling your cards, building teams, trying to master the challenges which the game has to offer. Right, apart from these like story, growth, and challenge modes, you have these extremely nice extreme Z battles, which are challenging game modes. As you can see, I'm on all of these level 1. Like, I haven't touched none of these, and I only recently started playing again. And I can scroll down, just look at the amount of content, and obviously, there is obviously in-game currency which you can earn, which are dragon stones, right? Which are these on the top, where I have 29 from. And you can get these from these type of content, and it's just crazy how much there is, like, literally. And I know it can be tedious catching up to newer players and trying to do all of this, but don't forget, a game's about having fun, first of all, and second of all, this game is a solo player game. It's not a PvP based player game. It's a solo player game. Obviously, there is some prestige in beating specific challenges and increasing your power level and having one of the highest power levels in the game amongst players and things like that. There is websites like, for example, Dokkan Info, where there are rankings with the current highest power levels of players in the game, and it's insane, like literally insane, how well the game has kept up even in 2024, considering it is dropped in 2015. So yeah, that's the greedy things. Now, if I go down, let me show you some gameplay. Like, in case you never played Dokkan Battle, right? So Dokkan Battle is essentially a Dragon Ball card game, right? It's essentially like a game where you um, again, it's basically a characters cards collecting game. You're revolving around collecting characters, building a specific card decks and teams with these characters. Like for example, as you can see now, I have a full Metal Cooler team, which I just enjoy playing so much. You build your teams. You have always like a general team is being built around a main leader. So you have a leader, which in this case would be this the first cooler here, this one. And each leader or leading characters has also something which is called a leader skill. Then you have different other skills which you can link with other units on the team to create a synergy-based team which actually works well together with. And this is one of the key factors in order to beat modern stages and challenges. Obviously, there are stages which may require specific characters. Not gonna lie. However, it is definitely possible to beat any stage with even older characters or just with specific strategies. And that is the fun thing about this game. Like, it's not really a pay to win game. And I know how these games are. They typically tend to be pay to win. Yes, you can open up your credit card and swipe it and just load up your some cash into the game. That's also possible. And I mean, everyone can do whatever they like. Me personally, I'm not declined to being paid to win at times, right? However, most of the time I'm an F2P player, and that worked very, very well in different games, right? For me, it always worked very well. And so far, 2 months into Dokkan Battle, back after a long break, it is so much fun. Like the game hasn't, I haven't had a day where I haven't looked forward playing Dokkan Battle, and I was just edging to start making content on this game. Like it was just getting tedious playing different kinds of gacha games, which are getting boring very quickly and very much the same every day. With Dokkan Battle, especially as a new player in 2024 or as a returning player, trust me when I say this, you will have so much content that the next couple of months or even years, you won't be able to finish all of that. Like, it's crazy. Now, let's go into some matchups. Let's actually do a fight. Let me actually show you how this game works. Now, the game has come a long way. Back in the days, there wasn't such a thing as autoplay, for example, right? Back in the days, you could only play manually, and yeah, the game has had ever since a lot of quality of life updates, right? So generally speaking, when you fight, you have these orbs, and you have different character types. You have physical characters, you have int characters, tech, agility characters, and strength characters, right? Each character type has different color, and there are corresponding spheres which you should be able to hit in multiple. Like if I tip these, there are rainbow spheres which basically help you connect between colors, for example, or if you have multiple colors like here +2, you could hit those, and there is even many more strings like that possible, right? So whenever you tip on a character, for example, you can always see what element the character is or what type he is, right? So this character, this Metal Cooler, is extreme strength, so he's a red one. So the red ones are actually the ones which are more benefiting him. Now, if you were to able to get a row of these red ones in your turn, you would actually trigger something called HP regeneration, for example, right? Amongst other things. Then there are obviously the different characters. This one is an init character, this one is an agile character, and so forth. So I'm not going to be going too much into detail on how to play the game and everything, right? You can swap your characters around, and if you tip on the characters, you can always see how the link abilities actually work. Mind me, it's all in German right now because I'm German and I'm playing the game obviously in German language. But yeah, I'm just trying to get you guys with the grips of the basics. So what I generally do, for example, here I can just let it run auto because I know my team would be able to beat this stage. And this one is one of these challenges stages, like the extreme Z battles, which I meant, right? Which gets tougher and tougher and tougher the higher you go. And I'm only at level 51. I've seen people on level 999 where the bosses have like crazy amounts of HP, where you're like trying to struggle to even get past round one or two with specific teams. And that's where you need strategy. That's where you need to actually read, because Dokkan Battle is a lot about reading. Like literally, it's a lot about reading. And I know that can be daunting for a lot of people out there, for a lot of players who just like to play a game, but it's a card strategy game at the end of the day, right? You want to optimize your team builds. You want to build a good synergy team in order to beat specific stages, right? So as you can see, as we progress in the fight, different link skills are being triggered, passive abilities being triggered, and we are making combos and we are making damages, right? So the way I built this team, for example, this team has a focus on having a chance of increased second attacks during their turn. So each character more than often will attack twice or even three times per turn. So this is something entirely up to you how you build your team and everything. But that's just the way this team works. Then the game also has cool animations. Like look at this, for a game from 2015. This is looking awesome. Like it's so nicely done, which makes it even more fun to play considering it's only a card collecting game. The fact that you have these animations makes it actually crisp and still in 2024, not an old looking game. Like definitely, it falls more under the category action puzzle game genre, I would actually say. I don't know if that's a fitting genre, but anyways, it falls under that place, right? So yeah, that is basically Dokkan Battle. Like the way the game is going now, and bearing in mind, in a couple of weeks or 2 or 3 months, I believe, the one of the biggest steps of the game in the past 9 years is about to come, which is the merging of the Japanese servers and the global servers, which is insane. Like when you consider the game is obviously from Bandai Namco, it's a Japanese game, and the thing is, if you're playing on the Japanese version, for example, you're always bound to be ahead of the global players, or bound to be ahead of the global versions, because content drops earlier. When there is new character banners, for example, you will be able to summon on those characters earlier than like global players, for example, and so forth. So yeah, as you can see, we beat the stage. So I'm going to be dropping into the next stage straight up. Right, stage 52. So, again, as I said, so that is a huge step which the game is going to, right? And crazy how this happens now after 9 years, which is bringing a lot of people to the game, bringing a lot of players back. Obviously, with the drop of Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero Bane around the corner, a lot of people are in the hype right now and wanting to play a Dragon Ball Z game. And on mobile, obviously there is Dragon Ball Legends, right? Dragon Ball Legends is one of those games where we have to do a lot of things, right? It's different, right? It's an live action fighting game, right? One mistake in, for example, PvP can cost you the match, or one mistake here and there and you're lost. This game, on the other hand, is completely different. It's focused around strategically approaching specific stages, building your team right in the first place, right? After you've built your team right, you have to make sure how to position your cards, which card to activate first. Some cards have special abilities which you can activate within a fight, right? Like, for example, transformation mechanics, right? For example, Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 3, and so forth, right? Things like these you have to consider. Each character has link skills which do specific things, like buff your units or debuff your enemies. Then you have other things which, for example, each character has passive abilities as well, which trigger, for example, after a specific amount of turns have passed. Like you're in a fight for 5 turns, and after 5 turns, XYZ happens, right? If that character is in the turn, right? So things like that. There is a lot of itty grids which the game has, which is so nice. Like when you're reading through the cards and you actually paying attention, oh, we beat it actually very, very easily. Nice. When you're actually paying attention to how the details of this game are, it's crazy, like very much crazy. So yeah, let's go to stage 53. We should be able to actually clear this very easily. I hope so. We've cleared the previous ones very fast anyways. So let's see. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Definitely a game which I will be enjoying for quite some time. I will be pushing out more content, trying to be daily up to date for you guys. We'll be doing character showcases, team building guides, F2P team building guides, be character showcasing guides, also introducing older units which I have maxed out, for example, on how to utilize them in modern day content, how they are still viable choices when challenging difficult content, and so forth. So stick around, that I will be also sharing with you up-to-date news on events and everything which are happening right now. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying Dokkan Battle as much as I do. If you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't done it already, leave a like and a comment. That would also help me very much. And I'm going to be finishing off this quest. As always, I'm going to be thanking you for tuning in. Thanks for everyone. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.